Yellow Wallpaper by Charlotte Perkins Gilman, published in 1892. A Lantern Library retelling. I'm not supposed to be writing this. John says it's bad for me. But writing helps me think, helps me feel like myself. John is my husband and my doctor. He's clever, respected, and very sure of his opinions. He doesn't believe I'm truly ill. Says I just need rest, fresh air, and no mental strain. He thinks it started after the baby. So he's rented this big old house in the countryside for the summer. He says it's a healing place. Quiet, clean air, no distractions. It's the kind of place you'd find in an old romance novel. Ivy on the walls. Hedges trimmed just a little too perfectly. A greenhouse with broken glass, and long paths under the trees where no one walks. But it's far from town, and even farther from anyone I know. John says that's good for me. He says too much socializing or excitement will only make my nervousness worse. We've taken the nursery at the top of the house as our room. It's large and oddly shaped, with windows on every wall, looking out over the garden, the bay, and the winding road beyond. The floor's worn, the plaster cracked, and the bed, strangely, is nailed to the floor. The walls are covered in the most unpleasant wallpaper I've ever seen. A faded, dirty yellow, not cheerful yellow, sickly yellow, like something that's rotted in the sun. The pattern twists and bends in ways that hurt my eyes if I stare too long. There are patches where it's peeling, and underneath it all is this faint smell, musty, sour, that never fully goes away, no matter how much fresh air we let in. At first, I just disliked it. Now, I can't stop looking at it. John's given me strict instructions. No writing, no work, and definitely no overthinking. He checks my pulse in the mornings and tells me I'm doing better, whether I feel it or not. He smiles gently, tells me to be a good girl and rest. So I try. I walk slowly through the garden. I nap in the sun. I lie on the lounge chair and watch clouds drift past the trees. But my body tires quickly, and my mind wanders when I'm alone. And somehow, I always find myself pulled back to the room and to that wallpaper. It's the strangest thing. The more you look at it, the more it seems to move. The pattern's uneven, sprawling like broken bars, and behind it, there's something else. A second pattern. Some nights, when the moonlight spills through the windows, I can see her clearly. A woman, hunched low, creeping behind those bars, shaking them, trying to get out. I told John once, just lightly, like a joke. He laughed and kissed me on the forehead. Said I was letting my imagination run wild. Said I mustn't let thoughts like that take hold. I didn't bring it up again. He says I should sleep more. Says sleep is healing, but some nights I lie awake for hours, tracing the pattern with my eyes, waiting for her to move, and when I finally sleep, I dream of her. Crawling across the floor, dragging herself along the wall, her eyes locked on mine. Lately, I've started thinking she comes out in the daytime too. I've seen her, or at least I think I've seen her, in the garden. Always stooping, creeping fast, trying not to be seen. No one else notices her. John's sister, Jenny, is here helping with the house. She's kind, very proper, and completely devoted to John's way of doing things. She believes in the rest cure. Believes I should keep quiet, stay still, and trust my husband. Sometimes she comments on how much time I spend upstairs. Once, she said the wallpaper looked strange in certain lights. That made me almost possessive. This wallpaper is mine. She mustn't get too interested. I don't know when it started. The obsession. It snuck up on me. First I just watched it. Then I started following the shapes with my eyes, then my fingers. The pattern is a trap, full of false starts, twisted curves, broken lines. It's maddening. I trace it over and over, trying to find where it begins and ends, but it never leads anywhere. It's a puzzle with no solution. Some days I wake up certain I'm getting better. I feel light, clear, even hopeful. But the feeling never lasts. Other days my head is cloudy, like I'm underwater. I drift through the hours like I'm not really awake. The smell is stronger now. It clings to everything, my clothes, my hair. Even when I go outside, I can still smell it. Damp, old, like something that should have been buried and wasn't. John insists it's in my head, that there's no smell, but I catch Jenny sniffing when she comes into the room. I've started peeling it, just a little at first, a loose edge near the window. I told Jenny I thought I felt a draft. She looked at me oddly. Later, she mentioned finding yellow stains on my nightgown. I laughed and said it must have brushed against the wall, but I know it's because I've been touching it more and more. Every day now, I pull a little more. I work at it in secret, always careful not to make noise. Long, dry strips come off like dead skin. The parts I can reach are almost bare. I know it sounds strange, but it feels right. Like I'm helping her. Helping us. John says we'll be leaving in 2 weeks. That thought makes me panic. I can't leave yet. Not before I've finished. Not before she's free. I don't talk about it, but I've made a plan. I've moved the bed away from the wall. I've hidden the key to the room in my apron pocket. When John leaves overnight for a business trip, I act like everything is normal. I eat dinner. I kiss him goodnight. I smile. And as soon as the house is quiet, I lock the door. I throw the key out the window, down into the garden path, where I know he'll find it. And then I begin. I tear at the wallpaper like it's a prison. Long strips fall to the floor in curls. I move quickly, crawling, circling the room, peeling and tugging. The moonlight helps, showing me the patches where the pattern still clings. She's here now, the woman from the wall. I can see her clearly, even in the dark. Her hair is long and tangled, her eyes wide. She doesn't speak, but I understand her. We move together, side by side, crawling in the same slow, deliberate way. We are the same. We are free. The room is half torn apart by morning. My arms ache, but I feel light. Weightless. My mind is sharp for the first time in weeks. Jenny knocked on the door earlier. I told her I was resting. She tried the handle, but it was locked. I could hear her hesitate, then walk away. This is my last chance. John will be home tonight, and once he sees this room, he'll try to stop me. I know it. So I keep going. It's night again. The wallpaper is nearly gone now. Just scraps cling in stubborn corners. I crawl faster, round and round the room. The floorboards creak beneath me. The air smells thick with yellow dust and something older. Something hidden. There's a pounding at the door. John's voice. He sounds confused, then alarmed. I call out to him, tell him the key is in the garden path. I hear him go down the stairs, then footsteps rushing back. Keys jingling. The door swings open. He steps inside and stops. He stares at the walls, at the torn paper, at me crawling slowly over the floor. His face changes. Then he collapses. I keep moving, careful not to stop. Careful to crawl right over his body as I go. Round and round the room. No paper, no prison, nothing left to hold us in. We are free at last, without the yellow wallpaper.